Hey, today we are going to Philippi, which is just a few minutes from where we're staying here at Kabbalah. But I wanted you to be able to see this beautiful sunrise to start off the day. This is over the Aegean Sea. You can see the mountains over here, I think is one of the Greek islands. And just a stark reminder that when we wake up in the mornings, we too often miss the beauty that's right here before us. This reminds us that God is good. All right, I'll share a little more later. So, I am here at the ancient city of Philippi, and this is a picture of the East Gate, where the Apostle Paul would have come into Philippi. And this city was named after Alexander the Great's father, who was Philip, I believe, Philip II. Here we have poppies, the national flower of Greece, and here is a bit of the ancient city of Philippi. And I know it may be hard for you to believe, but there is a theater here. Public meeting place, very important for social as well as business purposes. And then you have a little bit more of this outer part of the city and the city wall. Some folks are going to sing from our group here in the theater, and we're sitting, probably at least a third of the way up, so we can test the acoustics. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Wow, and they were not singing louder. And here comes an ecumenical duet. Yeah. One Catholic seminarian. I lied. It's the whole group. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, wait, there's more. Wasn't that amazing? And they didn't have to shout or anything. And you can see the beautiful view that the audience would have anytime there was theater or when there was, a little sport here of lions eating people, that sort of thing. This marble part of that I'm showing you that goes around in front of the bleachers, so to speak, would be where the orchestra was from, and there at the center would be a statue to the god Dionysius, to whom they would pray before they had a performance. So here we are in the city proper of ancient Philippi, and the road that Paul walked on, and that was a main road over 600 miles outside of Philippi and then came into Philippi, is what we call the Egnatian Way. And so I'm walking on a settled here much before that. In fact, Philippi was likely founded in 4th century BC. And you can see these dark lines here. I use my finger to show that. That is actually worn down from when the Romans came through with chariots, and they rode in the same place, and it wore that groove in the rock. That is just amazing. Like the church in Laodicea, this is an early to mid 4th century AD church, one of the earliest churches, because that is when the persecutions ended under Constantine, and then they were building churches as a sign of them remembering who God is and places that they could meet, in particular besides in homes or in stores or other places that they may have rented or at least accessed. Here's the traditional place of Paul being imprisoned with Silas here in Philippi. And you remember that they were beaten with rods but stayed up during the night singing, and eventually was able to baptize the converted jailer. Okay, as you look down on the agora, or the tremendously huge marketplace, with this forum being a place of particular gathering with mall-like stores and so forth around it, and then that church that I said was from the early to mid 4th century is under the roof there to protect it. And then I'm not sure if this part of the agora is where there are actual shops, workshops, that sort of thing, where they made their wares. But at any rate, we are off to Thessaloniki. This is the end of our Philippian tour, I believe. If it's not, I will certainly add some more. Speak to you later in one place or another. Well, you may not know this, but a day has passed, and this is the agora in Thessaloniki, or Thessalonica, and the new city is sitting on top of the old city, much like it did in Smyrna, so really don't have a lot excavated here in this particular place. We'll be going to another place in Thessalonica, but you may have noticed when I went around the first time, guess what? A small theater, something for the politicians and the town council, that sort of thing. And you can hopefully see here, they've recently uncovered these mosaics that were part of the, for lack of a better word, sidewalk that went by here, the walkway. So what we're looking at here is the basement, so to speak, or the ground floor of the agora. From the other side, I showed you the top. So this was a 2-story mall, so to speak, as they had shops down here as well. You can probably hear in the background that with this ancient structure that they used, the ancient form of landscaping known as the weed eater. And that's about all I can hear right now is that weed eater going. I hope you can hear something more. But this is pretty cool 2-level agora.